Here in the attic of the Altitude Studios, Christopher Dempsey and Scott Hastings.
Christopher Dempsey?
Christopher Dempsey.
I haven't seen you in 2 months.
And it goes from Chris to Christopher just that fast.
Yeah. Is that what we're going for the rest of the year?
Yeah, whatever feels right.
You know, my brother's Christopher.
Yeah, see?
I got two brothers. Two brothers Christopher.
No doubt.
Cool.
No doubt. Well, we are mere weeks away from the start of the basketball season, and the Nuggets had a really interesting, I think very productive offseason. I know for me, what I thought was very interesting was their ability to kind of get all their business done quickly. I mean, by the second week of July, they had almost everything done for what they needed to be done. But what was most interesting to you?
You know, let me start off and say this and see if you agree with this. I think other than, listen, wherever LeBron was going to go and end up going to the Lakers, that's your biggest story. But I'm not so sure, if you're real honest with yourselves, if you look at the way the draft fell, and we don't know, you got to see how injuries and young kids play, getting Isaiah Thomas out of the blue, but just kind of blew everybody away. I'm not so sure that the Denver Nuggets weren't kind of the story. I mean, you take LeBron away because that's always going to be the story. After that, I think their story was bigger than Paul George staying in Oklahoma City or this guy going. And so I think they did a wonderful job. It seemed to be quick. You get, Barton signed fairly easy, and you do the same deal with Jokic, blossoming maybe superstar, and really the one guy that was as consistent the last few years as anybody in Barton. So, yeah, they got their business done. They made a splash in the draft. They made a splash in free agency. And you forget it. We've had a little time to wait, but I think they've been as big in newsmakers in the NBA after LeBron. So
first of all, nobody around this organization this summer has been shy about saying, hey, listen, the playoffs are the goal, and this is just what it is. Why now this summer, and is this, in your mind, playoffs or bust?
By the way, you're going to say this like the last day you get to see this, too. This
right.
goes tomorrow. So I'll tell you why, because it's time, to be honest with you. And I remember talking to a coach, game 1 last year, and I was so excited. I said, here we go. He goes, no, this is still development year. I said, what are you talking about? Now, they're 1 game away. They win game 82. They're in the playoffs. I think they play better in those playoffs than Minnesota did, me personally. And they would have moved all the way up. I think if they'd have got in, I think they would have moved up to 7, I think is what it was going to be. I think they would have performed better. I just think it's time. And you short up your team. You know who your guys are. They all know each other. There's no breaking in period. The key is the kind of condition you come in to start the season, the seriousness with which you take the season. Everybody predicts them to be in the playoffs. Now, and I'll say this too, and I predict them to be there also. Do you think the West got easier?
No.
So who do you knock out? Who is that team that has a fall from grace? Or how about the teams that have fallen from grace? Memphis, who has been a perennial playoff team. Their guys have come back healthier. Connelly hopefully comes back healthy for them. They want to get a piece of that. It's that yin and the yang. For every team that goes in, someone's got to drop out.
Yeah.
Well, the 8 teams that were in the playoff last year, which one got worse?
It's true.
I mean, really.
Here's a way I kind of think about it. Who are the locks to get in beyond Houston and Golden State? I mean, that's how tough the West is and how deep it is after that. And listen, the Nuggets missed the playoffs last year, and they could have been 3rd. I mean, they were that close to being that high in the conference. So what you're talking about, I think this is going to be a very interesting season for me. Really quickly, do you have a number of wins prediction?
Can I put qualifiers?
50 for me. 50 for me.
If Jokic plays like he did last 18, they're going to win 55 games.
55.
If he plays like they did in the last day. If he doesn't, I like 49, 51, some 50. 50's fine with me.
Yeah.
But I think this team, if they average 120.
That's going to be another show.
That's my thing.
I think they will.
If they average
120 is a bit much.
If they average between 110 and 120, they'll win 57 games.
Well, we will see what they will
60.
do. I'm looking forward to it. I know Hastings is looking forward to it. Exciting Nuggets season coming up.